What's up, Phase Zero? BD here.
And I'm Jenna.
And right now we're about to share our reactions to She-Hulk. The two of us saw the first 4 episodes. This video is completely spoiler-free. You will hear nothing about the plot from us, I promise. Subscribe to the channel. We're jumping in.
The show is everything I wanted it to be and so much more. It is the perfect blend of every solo She-Hulk run. They, like, Jessica Gao as the head writer, picked so many elements that are just so inspired, and just mixing them all together, it feels like a new thing, but it also feels so reverential to the comics. And it is fun, it's exciting, it's ridiculous. Like, Tatiana's performance just anchors the entire thing so perfectly. It's surreal that it exists.
I think you nailed it with fun, exciting, and ridiculous. Like, it takes a few moments serious. There were so many moments where I laughed with it. I'm not gonna lie, there were a few moments where I laughed at it. I was like, this is just chaos. Sometimes I was like, man, oh, do we need jokes about this character? Do we need this character to be so funny? But overall, the show is hilarious, and it was the easiest binge I've ever had. I'm not a binge watcher. I got through all 4 episodes, which was about 2 hours worth of watching, and I was just completely entertained throughout. It is absolute chaos in the story. I think it's going to be something that some people are really, really going to enjoy because it is fun and entertaining. If you're looking for some characters to be more serious or taken more seriously, I think those people are going to be pretty disappointed. As the resident She-Hulk expert, what do you think of the execution of Jen Walters as a character?
I think they did a really good job, because there's so many runs of the solo comic where Jen Walters as a person is either an afterthought or she is, like, diametrically opposed to who She-Hulk is. And I feel like they did a really interesting job of kind of blending the two of them, of, like, you can see who Jen is as her own person, and you can see how being She-Hulk, like, accentuates certain things and, like, makes her more confident in certain parts of her personality. Like, there are certain jokes that she makes as Jen that I cannot believe that she's making. Like, they are just surreal to hear in a Marvel thing.
There's a couple post-credit scenes that I was like, whoa!
I know.
I also did not expect this show to be the show that really ties together so many threads from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, whether it's references, whether it's appearances. There is so much that happens in these first 4 episodes. There's so many story points and so many faces we see that are just like, oh, wow, okay. So really, She-Hulk is fully intertwined into the rest of the MCU. And it's also just still the stakes don't feel insane. They feel very personal. And that's kind of refreshing. Not everything needs to be save the world.
What you said about the stakes is so perfect, because her solo runs really work really well when they are both personal and absurd at the same time. Of, like, she can be thrown into the stupidest scenario and it can still feel personal for her. And I feel like this show brings that home while still not getting way too overboard for the MCU.
Sometimes the appearance of the characters of She-Hulk and Hulk look great. The animation of them kind of all right, kind of, dated, but not enough to take me out of the show. Not enough for me to say, like, well, I'm not enjoying this, but I do think it does feel like, well, did this get rushed a little bit?
I definitely don't disagree. There are a couple shots where I'm like, I know that this could have probably looked a little bit better than the finished product ultimately did, but, like, there is still the extent to which they are CGIing stuff, and, like, the amount that they're using in this show is still admirable. And it's like, I can almost overlook a couple moments of spotty CGI when the rest of it is so good. And so it's like, yeah, it never fully takes me out of it, even just for a split second, but it is definitely part of the conversation.
As great as She-Hulk and Jen Walters are, there are a lot of supporting characters who are a ton of fun to follow too. And there's also story threads that are just all over the place. And you're like, why are we following this moment? This is chaos. What's happening here? Oh, so now they all know each other. Okay, got it. So yeah, I really think that this show is pretty filled out with a great roster of characters. It's super fun. It's not like this crazy perfect Marvel saga that's got intense world-saving stakes by any means, but I've never binge watched 4 episodes with more ease and wanted to just keep. I could have done another 5 hours of it. I was having a great time. That's the bottom line for me.
And as a She-Hulk fan, all I could ask for like, getting people into what She-Hulk is capable of. Like, that's exactly what I would want. So tonight I went to the premiere of She-Hulk. I went to the purple carpet. I got to talk to some of the cast. I got to see a lot of really cool things. So I wanted to end this video with a look at some of what those things are, because they were just so cool, and they made me even more excited for the show to premiere on Disney+. So don't forget to subscribe to the Phase Zero YouTube channel and take a look.
So my goal is to just kind of stray away from that. And it's like day 10 of working on the show, and I have to like go to work and like love it.
Both